Are the Chiefs done shopping for new talent? Some restructuring reported today might indicate that the Super Bowl champs aren't done making moves ahead of the NFL trade deadline. We're going to discuss the possibility, Raiders Week updates, and more on why the Chiefs are still undefeated. What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Happy Friday. I'm Hayley Lewis, and this is Chiefs News Daily. Kansas City's newest receiver getting settled while the team gets ready to jet out west. It is Raiders Week. We got plenty to discuss. But first, as always, like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel, and let's get into it. Well, Chiefs fans got their first look at DeAndre Hopkins sporting the number 8 in Chiefs red on Thursday during practice. You can see here some of the practice video of the newest Chiefs. So how did Kansas City get a star-studded receiver like Hopkins in town with very little cap space, and now they have a little bit more? Well, Field Yates tweeted out this morning, it was done with a little maneuvering and some rearranging. He said, with cap space tight after the DeAndre Hopkins trade, the Chiefs restructured the contract of offensive tackle Jawaan Taylor by converting salary into a signing bonus, creating $5.3 million in 2024 room. It's a win-win restructure in Kansas City. Sports Illustrated writes that Taylor, 27, was already under contract for this year and 2 subsequent years with base salaries of $19.5 million and next year's $20 million in money, including a $500,000 workout bonus, was previously guaranteed, so the veteran tackle was locked in for the 2025-2026 campaign anyway. In theory, this conversion should add half of that $5.3 million hit, so $2.65 million, to his cap number for each of the next 2 years. According to Pro Football Focus, Taylor has played 199 pass block snaps this season and allowed 9 pressures, good for a pressure rate allowed of 4.52%. Comparing that to other tackles the Chiefs have had as their primary starters since the departure of Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz, we can see that Taylor is on pace for the lowest figure in 4 years. Now, granted, Kansas City's tackle situation has been in flux over the period, but Taylor has still been the best and even produced the 4th best pressure rate last season in what was the worst year of his career. Now, while the Tennessee Titans reportedly absorbed $2.5 million of money in the before-mentioned Hopkins trade, this gives the Chiefs some flexibility down the stretch. So, are the reigning Super Bowl champs done shopping just yet? Today's news could hint that General Manager Brett Veach might have another trade up his sleeve ahead of the NFL trade deadline on November 5th. All right, it is Friday, so you know the drill. It's Fast Friday. Head coach Reid briefly speaks with the local media ahead of the team's departure to Las Vegas. Last week, he spoke for a whopping 56 seconds. Will he break the record today? Roll the tape, Tuck.
All right. Mike Dana and Juju will be out. Look forward to the challenge of playing the Raiders. We know they're a good football team. We know they're well coached. We got it, and I think our guys have had a good week of practice and respect them. So we get on that plane tomorrow and go roll. So that time's yours.
How do you anticipate playing DeAndre Hopkins on Sunday?
Probably, yeah.
It was only a couple days of practice. How do you look to you?
He did a good job. He's in the process of going through everything. So everything he does is the first time, but he's got the experience with relative plays. So, but he's picked it up. He's a smart guy, which really helps.
Andy, tomorrow is sort of a big day for him to keep studying, as I understand it. I mean, how do you gauge that on a day when you guys are traveling? I mean, how do you pick up on what?
Yeah, he's diligent with all this stuff. I mean, he knows what he has to do and knows he has to be in the book, looking at stuff, and he asks great questions. And I haven't been worried about that at all. He's been very astute.
And even with adding him, you're still kind of short on numbers on your 53. Are you going to bring somebody up, or maybe a couple guys up from the practice squad?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll travel a couple guys out there. We'll just see how that goes for the game. But we'll have to do that.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, good. Thanks.
You know when you discover a new binge-worthy show or a song that you bump on repeat and you have to share it with your friends so they can experience just how awesome it is? That's kind of what it feels like when you discover Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. That's such an awesome deal, there's no way you can keep it to yourself. Friends don't let friends overpay for wireless. Say goodbye to your overpriced wireless plan and switch to Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you and your squad with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/KCSNCND. That's mintmobile.com/KCSNCND. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/KCSNCND. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
All right, let us wrap up this week with some insight into just how good the Chiefs really are. As we all know, Kansas City is on a 6-0 streak. That is the first time in Patrick Mahomes' career that he's gone undefeated through 6 games. Now, as the reigning Super Bowl champs try to make history by three-peating, they have caught a lot of criticism along the way. Some argue that the Chiefs are just lucky. Others like to point out the flaws on offense or call Mahomes' game regressing. Well, I got a guy who says that is all just talk, because at the end of the day, the Chiefs find ways to win no matter what adversity they might hit. PFF NFL analyst Dalton Wasserman joins me now to explain just how elite the Chiefs really are. Dalton, appreciate you taking the time out of your day to chat about the Chiefs. Like we said a little bit off camera before, it's easy to talk about the Chiefs because there's so much to talk about, right? If you're not talking about things going on with offense, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, let's just go to the other side of the ball. They have a lights-out defense, and now it looks like they have their newest receiver, the Chiefs making it official that DeAndre Hopkins is here in Kansas City, is joining the Chiefs, and then they move another guy to the IR today again. So it's like the injury-ridden Chiefs that keep replenishing their roster. What are your initial thoughts to what you think Hopkins is going to add back into this receiving core?
I think what you get and what you lost to when you lost Rashee Rice, presumably for the season, is a guy who can just separate and set up defenders and has a good knowledge of coverage, right? Hopkins might not be as explosive as he used to be. Not really, doesn't do a whole lot, after the catch like he used to, but man, I was watching him earlier, and he just sets up defenders. He's got that veteran presence about him, right? He's 32 years old, and I think for as many movable pieces as there can be at times in the Chiefs' offense, right? Obviously, Travis Kelce and all the guys he puts in motion, Smith-Schuster, Xavier Worthy, even Noah Gray's been getting in on the action lately, but they didn't necessarily have that one guy who could just line up one-on-one and separate. I think Hopkins brings that. Obviously, he was having a tough year in Tennessee, but that's more about the environment and the quarterback situation with the Titans. I think Hopkins is going to really like this situation. I think Andy Reid is going to find situations for him to win one-on-one, and he's got a very good idea of how to set up defenders in zone coverage, too. I think you get a savvy veteran presence out there who's going to look a lot better in Kansas City than he did in Tennessee.
I mean, you're making a lot of Chiefs fans happy right now with the words coming out of your mouth. It's exciting because, the Chiefs have had just an uncharacteristic-like year on offense. Now, last year, it was all about those drop passes. Now we go into this season, and it's like the Chiefs find their own little adversity every single season, but yet keep finding ways to win. Is that just because Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes? He's able to continue. I mean, he has 8 interceptions, right? That's uncharacteristic-like. But yet the guy's 6-0.
Yeah, no, I think the first part of it is even more than Mahomes being Mahomes in situations like this, it's Andy Reid being Andy Reid. And even despite all of the weapons they've lost, and you mentioned the injuries even on both sides of the ball, and he just keeps it rolling because he knows he's been around the league long enough. He knows that nobody has any sympathy. And I think the main thing that sticks out with me for the Chiefs, especially their offense, okay, they're not as explosive as they've been in past years, but it feels like they just never screw anything up. Like it's just that's the best way I can put it. It feels so much like all those Brady Patriots teams, not the Randy Moss ones and that, but the more recent ones when you felt like, man, it's just Brady and Gronk and Edelman, and yet they never do anything wrong and they find ways to score, right? This is going to be the highest scoring offense in the NFL this year, but between the offensive line being as stable as it is, and that's such a big key. It's still one of the best offensive lines in football, especially those interior 3. Mahomes, is there here and there? Yeah, he's a gunslinger. It's in his nature, but there's so often in the run game, in the passing game, and then, of course, it helps to go get some old friends like Smith-Schuster and even Kareem Hunt in the backfield. That's the thing for me is it feels like for as many bad things like injuries and things like that have happened, when they get on the field, they just don't do anything wrong. It's like nothing bad ever happens. And for us, even with all those injuries, they're still the 7th highest graded offense in the league. That's plenty good enough when you have your defense playing the way it is.
Alrighty, folks, that does it for another episode of Chiefs News Daily. As always, we ask that you like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel. Enjoy your Friday, have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday.